Hello, game fans. It's Sunday here on Game Adair, and day 42. And sports references. Apparently, I'm feeling a little insecure about my whole masculine gaming persona because today we're going to jump back into the whole world of visual novels with, probably bad ones. We'll find out. Today we are going to be playing Sakura Agent, which is a visual novel. It has mostly positive reviews, but as you can see, it looks like a particular style of game with titillation. So we'll see, whether there's enough story in here to make up for it, because back when I was a young man, I enjoyed H games, and now I prefer them to have more of a narrative. I do like, titillation, but also there has to be enough narrative that the characters are interesting to me. So, Sakura Agent should be, well, it has mostly positive reviews, and it should be a game that we can at least get some entertainment out of. It's available on Steam for $10.99, and let's start playing. Okay, preferences. Window full screen, rollback. Yeah, alright, sure. Let's just start the game, shall we? I feel a foot prodding me as I lie in bed. Disgruntled, I turn over, trying my best to ignore it. However, the prodding does not stop. I slowly open my eyes to see who is disturbing my sleep. Let's turn that down a little bit. So this is Kimiko. Come on, Akira. Our name is Akira. Get up. Now. Alright. I let out a loud yawn and slowly stretch myself out. The knots of muscle in my shoulder unwind slowly. What does my cute assistant want today? It's not me. They want to see you at HQ today. HQ does, eh? It'll just be a quick check on my current status. So, I'm going to play this like Robert Downey Jr. Due to a couple of incidents where I just happened to get distracted by... They have had to assign someone to keep me on track. That person was Kimiko. It's hard to believe, but we've been together for years. Hurry up, get dressed already. Alright. Hey, not in front of me. But you're my assistant, right? You really are shameless. On the plus side, it's really fun to tease Kimiko. That is not okay, folks. Not okay. And she's quite attractive too, I must say. Well, that shirt isn't exactly there, so plump in all the right places. Oh, that's very nice. She'll give in to my charms one day, I'm sure. Yeah, you keep hoping, buddy. You're adorable when you get angry like that. There you go again, saying things like that. Anyway, what's for breakfast? I cooked it a long time ago. Why don't we prepare some more right now? Akira, we don't have time for that. There's always time to have something to eat. She walks out of the room for a moment. Kimiko? She comes back with a plate. You can have the burnt toast then. 2 dark slabs, which resemble charcoal more than food, are presented before me. This should be enough for you to start the day. not eating charcoal. Well, this is the only thing which I have on such short notice. You mean you burnt your toast and you're giving it to me? Well, you want to eat right now, so here's your food. Kimiko can be a little bit of a sadist when she wants to be. Alright. I take the plate from her and shovel the burnt toast into my mouth. No. Akira, you weren't actually supposed to eat it. Ignoring her, I continue to chew on it. Stubborn, eh? With great effort, I managed to swallow it. Not the worst meal I've had, actually. You really are something else, Akira. One more thing like that, and I'm going to register a complaint. While a complaint would really be a problem for me, she never actually seems to go through with it. When she actually does, it will probably catch me completely off guard. Hey, I'm an agent, aren't I? What's a little burnt toast compared with things we face every day together? She just shakes her head. Well, you better hurry up then, or I'm leaving without you. But why would you leave without me? You have to bring me along if you want to begin your report. Oh, apparently I'm not awake enough to read yet. Kimiko just shakes her head. Just hurry up. It's a fairly long walk to HQ from where we are. You're walking? I like to take my time, too. Much to Kimiko's regret. So I'm going to pause here for a second and show off the background animation. Or animation. Background. Just the background. It seems to be like a Japanese street with not great stuff on it. Like billiards and pachinko are both games that are kind of looked down on. They're gambling establishments. I'm not sure if there's anything funny about the sushi, but you know, it's sushi squeezed between pachinko parlor and a tattoo parlor. So, whatever. Libra Pancake Bakery and a jeweler. So, looks like a downtown, but, you know, a not so great place downtown. I might be completely mistaken. She's practically dragging me towards it. Come on, hurry up. We're going to be running late? I thought we were running late. I don't really mind if we do. That's the kind of attitude that landed you and me in this mess. Am I really so much of a burden? You just give a shrug. Oh well, like it or not, this is me. Well, you can always work on improving your flaws as a person. It's very important, Akira. Alright, I'll do it later, maybe. Oh boy. Procrastination is another flaw you need to work on. I'll do it, eventually. She just sighs. Maybe I should change the topic. Maybe. So, has there been any major incursion lately? None reported yet. It's been an unusually quiet week. Maybe they finally took the hint and stayed in whatever weird dimension they call home. Interdimensional agent fighting alien person. Interesting. I swear, I hate dealing with extradimensionals. Then why did you choose this job? Free trips around the world, and the possibility of meeting many women. Your face is getting perverted again. Your face is getting perverted again. I know exactly what you're thinking. Well, tell me then. Why should I tell you when we both already know? Kimiko, well, she obviously has been a bit of an obstruction to my little side adventures. She's fun company to have around, even when I'm not sneaking a glance at her thighs. No matter what way I hit on her, it's water off a duck's back. I have a good mind to put in a bad word for you, but you have a bad mind. A dirty one, just like me. Do not drag me down into the depths of your perversion. Try and stop me. She gets all pouty at me. You're getting a formal complaint from me. Okay, I'll reel it in. Unfortunately, I'm on a tight leash at the moment. Kimiko seems to tolerate most of my teasing, but I'm actually worried that she might file a formal complaint about my behavior. She should. My one saving grace is that I perform really well out in the field, despite getting distracted fairly easily. We should be arriving at HQ soon anyway. You remember the way, right? Of course I do. We pass through the shopping district, take a right past the park, and enter through the back door of what appears to be an abandoned factory. Ooh, shiny. As soon as we slip through the secret entrance, I hear alarms going off. There seems to be some commotion around here. There are people hurrying all over the place. Looks like we'll have to worry about your interview later. There must be an incursion happening right now. If it's just an incursion, then there wouldn't be this many people panicking. Sorry, I was thinking like, okay, so this is half Star Trek Men in Black, half like James Bond. We'll find out. Whatever this is, it appears to be on a much bigger scale. Let's head to the briefing room for now. Agreed. Now's not the time to be silly then. Not a good time to be silly then. This all sounds like it's fairly serious. Arriving at the briefing room, I see multiple incursions on the city map. In fact, more and more of them popping up right now. So many. No wonder it's been so quiet. Yeah. I cannot help but frown. More and more dots appear on the map as everyone looks up on it. So I guess the map is floating. Keeping this incursion a secret is going to be pretty hard. There are invasions at these locations. The species is a Entangler class entity. Oh no. Not space squids again. They're like a ball of tentacles which molest any girl unfortunate enough to get near them. So, I didn't think they allowed this sort of content on Steam, but apparently, we'll find out. Nasty little things. Quite frankly, you should at least buy a girl dinner before you get to stuff like that. Haha. So, I guess we had better go out and deal with these incursions. Well, someone has to do it. Kimiko looks determined today. Alright. And it's nighttime now? This is peak hour, but we've managed to evacuate everyone from here. Entanglers usually come out at night, so this is the only time we will be able to hunt them down. I take a moment to check my gun. It should be a high enough caliber to put these damned squids to rest. Are you ready, Kimiko? Ready! Unfortunately, these slippery little creatures don't usually come out of their hiding places, unless they see a woman. So, for better or for worse, we have to use Kimiko as bait. Sorry about this. The mere idea of having those things touching you is disgusting to me. It's okay, Akira. I knew full well what I would have to go through when I joined the agency. So don't worry. We'll lure them out with no trouble at all. I can only hope we do. I know you hate entanglers, but we have to do our best today, okay? I know. Well, I'd dispose of these things by myself without much trouble. It's kind of nice to have an assistant to help me with it. Alright, are you ready? She nods with determination. All so slowly, she walks out into the open. For a few minutes, nothing seems to change. It's eerily quiet. Kimiko, do you see anything? I call her voice over the comms. Weird. Normally they would have come out by now. Something isn't right. She looks around her. You're right. This doesn't feel like we're the ones setting a trap. Rather, we're the ones being lured into a trap. That's exactly it. Maybe you should try enticing them with a different dress. I'm not going to do something like that here. No one's watching. Fine. If I know what dress she would put on, it would have been... If I know what dress she would put on, it would be that one. Done. You really are getting better with that ability of yours. Please be quiet. Ability, eh? It's always such a nervous wait when we do this. But the fact that none of them have appeared makes me even more nervous. The last thing we need is for my partner to be molested by one of these space squids. If you're not feeling safe, retreat back to cover and we'll work out another plan. She begins to slowly back off, away from the open street. Bit by bit, the tension in the air begins to build. You could slice it with a knife. I hear the sound of something squishing with a pop. Squishing with a pop out of something. Damn, it's an entangler! Ah! Kimiko's voice comes over the comms. Kimiko! I rush out to see what's going on. You ruined my clothes! So, torn up Chinese dress. That kind of game. Ruined is hardly the word I'd use to describe it. In fact, it might just be an improvement. Those really are some cute panties she's wearing. And I love the way that the torn material exposes her chest more. Yes, this is an absolutely perfect addition to her dress. Oh God. Still though, it was an entangler that did it. That ruins it. A deep frown forms on her face as I see something begin to materialize in her hand. Like a gun. It's her gun. That's pretty sweet. You can make a gun materialize out of nowhere. I wonder if these are like green lanterns or yellow lanterns where they can just like create things. She begins opening fire on the entangler. Do we get to see the entangler? It quickly dissolves underneath the barrage of white-hot projectiles. I jump in and watch her back. There's more of them coming this way. Got it! Together, the two of us stand back to back, firing as more and more entanglers begin to emerge from the shadows. Whoever shoots more of them has to shout lunch tomorrow? Okay. As if I'm going to lose to you. Kimiko may seem sweet and innocent enough. Once she gets her blood up, she's a devil in a shootout. We don't stop. We keep moving and shooting. Damn squids are everywhere. How could there be so many of them appearing at once? I guess it doesn't really matter right now. The important thing is to dispose of all these damned creatures. I've gotten about 7 of them so far. Really? I'm on 10. You're such a liar. I just shrug. We can do the counting after we're done here. I don't know where these entanglers come from, nor why they only target girls. But the last thing I want is those nasty things touching any woman on my world. So I will hunt every single one of them to the ends of the earth. Bit by bit, their numbers begin to dwindle. Even though they're repulsive creatures, I know they aren't stupid. They are probably hiding away after seeing their comrades fall in such large numbers. I turn to look at Kimiko for a moment. I like your panties, by the way. Dude. Why do you have to say something like that now? She gets a little frustrated. Flustered. So I can win our bet. Akira, you're going to get a formal complaint. Sure I will. So, on the Kink Geek podcast that I do weekly with Girl in Real Life, we talk a lot about consent and how behavior should be governed by consent of all parties involved. So this sort of back and forth really isn't a problem if everyone consents. But the problem you see in a lot of these media is that there's no way of knowing whether the girl is consenting or not. It's assumed by the male perspective that she wants it. And it's assumed by the female perspective that this man is being a nuisance. And when those two things clash, it causes all sorts of problems like we've been seeing in the media recently. Now, there's nothing wrong with flirtation if everyone's into it. And if there were indications like the woman being into it, or saying that she was into it, or playing hard to get, but like playing hard to get is just not a thing. If someone says they're not into it, then leave them alone. And if they come back and say, I was only fooling, I actually don't mind a little tete-a-tete, then you can get into it. But better to just not. Okay, rant over. Let's continue with the bad sexy game. I've cleaned up the Incursion for the most part. We've cleaned up the Incursion for the most part. Kimiko's already repaired her clothes. So, it looks like it was a tie. Humph. Oh well. The important thing is that we got rid of them and everyone is safe. So, since it's a tie, why don't we go half and half? Sure, why not? You've got a deal. Great! Where do you want to eat? We'll work that out later. We still have to go through the interview, don't we? Yes, we do. Oh well, after that then. You know, it's always really interesting to see that ability of yours. She's able to form solid objects from nothing, so like the gun and like her clothes, that's cool. It's also rather convenient when she has to repair certain things, like clothes. Actually, no, it's inconvenient. Now I can't see her panties. Maybe if you asked nicely, jerk. Can I go back? I guess that's why the agency picked me. They do tend to go for people with unusual powers. But there's people like you too, Akira. Even though you have a lot of personality flaws, that doesn't mean you need a special power. Hey, it's not like I have an inferiority complex or anything. So you don't need to butter me up. She shakes her head. I really mean it. You're kind of a pain when it comes to the day-to-day stuff. But there's no one better around when you need someone to watch your back. Oh, that's nice. Aw, you're gonna make me blush. But thanks, I guess? You're welcome. Anyway, so what did you want for lunch? Can we go to that place which serves the spicy barbecue ribs? Gotta love translation of food across language lines. It's like, can we go for spicy ribs? Can we go for a ground meat sandwich? You know, not a hamburger, a ground meat sandwich. Anyway. Your love for gigantic stacks of ribs is going to be your undoing, Kimiko. After all, you might become fat, and of course that's the worst thing that could possibly happen. Her face turns pale as I say that. Fat? Don't tease me about that, Akira. Hey, I was only joking. You'd better have been. Anyway, we should head back now. Since we had to wait for nightfall, your interview will be tomorrow. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense for the interview to have been while they were waiting for nightfall. Oh well. You'll put in a good word for me, right? Well, we'll see. We will see. Now you're starting to make me nervous. Well, someone had to keep you on your toes, Akira. After all, we wouldn't want you to go back to how you were before. Do you even remember if you ever turned up to work on time to work before we partnered up? I probably didn't, actually. The two of us quietly talk as we walk out of that busy district. First mission, achievement unlocked. Yay. Well then, Kimiko's reports have been rather consistent, and the results cannot be denied. Increased productivity, showing up to work on time, no side adventures, to use terminology that you used to share with us all the time. The board member nods to himself. I think that this arrangement has proven to be a good influence on you. However, I would like to remind you that we cannot afford to have any loose cannons in this agency. If Kimiko reports even the slightest thing off, then you know what will happen. Yeah, I'm well aware. Total mind scrubbing and reassignment to a mundane office job where they can keep an eye on me. So yeah, Men in Black. Not the nicest thing that could happen to someone for sure. Well then, Akira. Meeting adjourned. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break here, just a pause to get another cup of coffee, because it's early morning for me, and all of this reading has left me parched. So we'll be right back in a moment. Alright, we're back with a cup of coffee at the ready, and let's dive back in. I cannot help but let out a sigh of relief as I leave that room. Not to say that I'm the sort of guy who wavers when faced with adversity, but damn. The board members in there can cut steel with their glares alone. Kimiko appears again. It went well, I take it? Well enough, I guess. There won't be any mind scrubbing in the near future. That's good then. It would really be a waste to mind scrub you. I think so too. I was trying to be nice to you, and you use it to boost your ego. Hey, being nice isn't gonna fry the space squids when they come wriggling out of... Come to think of it, has anyone worked out where those things come from yet? They say another dimension. Well, that much is apparent. But what kind of dimension exactly? And they don't look that smart. I just shrug. I guess it doesn't matter too much. The important thing is that I get to keep my mind in its current state. Working for an agency that covers up or disposes of anything deemed too abnormal for the public eye sure has its downsides. So, how about that lunch? Sounds good to me. The district looks a lot different during the day. Kimiko is eagerly digging into a massive pile of ribs in front of her. These ribs are the best. I don't know why it's ribs that she orders every time. If I take my eyes off her for a second, all that will remain of her ribs are a pile of bones. I ended up ordering something very simple. Come on, Akira. You need to eat more than just a plain bowl of rice in your diet. Eat more than just a plain... Yeah, But I like plain rice. Just because you like something doesn't mean it should that you should only eat that thing you like. You can talk, Kimiko. I stare at the gigantic pile of bones on her plate. What? It's nothing, don't worry. Anyway, you should really learn to broaden your horizons. It's a weird dynamic we've settled into. While she's technically only my assistant, it's much more like a partnership than anything. She constantly pushes me to improve my lifestyle. You have to eat better. You have to show up for work on time. You stop looking at those girls that way. But hey, it's nice to have someone who worries about you. Hey Akira, are you listening to me? Oh, right. Sorry. I got lost in my own thoughts there. Damn it, Akira. Why are you such an airhead? The tables have turned. I didn't think my head was full of air. Honestly, it's kind of cute when she starts calling me names. It's like she's trying hard to insult me, but falls flat. She just shrugs. Maybe I could hit you on the head and see if it rings hollow. I don't think that will be necessary. Perhaps it is. Say, want to stay a little longer? Eh? A little longer? Yeah, we're on high alert, but we don't have to stay at HQ necessarily. Why don't we spend a little longer out on the town? A small smile forms on her face. I would love to, Akira. It's kind of weird, but somehow she's really grown on me. I guess all I can do is wait to see what happens from here. Suddenly, we begin to hear the sound of people panicking. Akira! Don't worry, I'm on it. I quickly check my PDA. There appears to be an incursion happening right now. We'd better move right away. Whatever this thing is, it looks like a big one. Right. She nods at me. Oh, but first. Akira, what could be so important that we need to wait? I walk up to the front counter. I just want to pay for our meals first. But you said we were going to split it. Just let me do it this time. You can shout next time, okay? That's reasonable. We couldn't just leave without paying. I'm a law-abiding citizen, after all. Sure. But with that out of the way, we hurry toward the source of the incursion. Kimiko already has her gun out. Shoot first, ask questions later. Got it! A number of tiny black holes dot across the sky, so they're coming from the sky. Out of them come small dark creatures. Ah, they're gremlins. I hate gremlins. All the more reason to start firing. Together, the two of us begin to take them down. But for every one we shoot, two more seem to pop up. Damn, there's a lot of them. There's a lot more of them than I was expecting. Don't worry, we just need to shoot more of them. Yeah, we really do. So, dialogue not the best. It seems like such an obvious solution. Just keep shooting them until they run out of numbers, or you run out of bullets. But that doesn't seem to be working this time. Despite our perfect aim, we find ourselves pushed back. The gremlin swarm begins to swell in numbers. In fact, they're beginning to fill the streets to the brim. Damn it, I only have my gun on me. I don't have any equipment to deal with an incursion of this size at the moment. Kimiko looks like she's struggling to stand her ground too. This is looking pretty bad. Actually, this is looking really bad. Akira... Yeah, I know. The two of us know for sure that we aren't going to be able to hold this off by ourselves. We're going to need some more firepower. We might need to call her back. I trail off as I hear something boom in the distance. The gremlin horde freezes as the sound echoes through the streets. What was that? Good question. Boom, boom, boom. Something powerful is coming this way. I didn't see any breach big enough for a large creature to emerge from. But whatever it is, it's coming closer to us. We're going to need a bigger gun. Just leave it to me. As Kimiko begins to materialize something bigger, however, a sudden explosion in front of us causes all of the gremlins to go flying. What the hell? A huge cloud of debris blocks my vision for a moment. It's then that someone else comes into view. That's, pose. A strange-looking woman is resting her foot on top of one of the gremlins. Her tattered jeans barely cover anything at all, giving me an unobstructed view of her panties. That's really what you want to be focused on right now. Her plump thighs push out against the place where one jean leg is torn. The other leg is completely gone. What's even more striking is the tiny top, which barely covers her chest. As she stands there, taking in deep breaths, I can't help but watch her chest heave up and down. Akira, what are you looking at? A very fine pair. That's what I'm looking at. Stop it right now. Kimiko seems to get really mad at me. What? I'm not allowed to say what's on my mind? You're the one who asked what I was looking at. You aren't actually supposed to answer it. Why is she so mad all of a sudden? I just shrug it off. You there. The strange girl turns to look at me. Who are you? I'm me. Well, me. What is your name? Me. This is going to go around in circles unless I ask her some proper question. Do you know what these things are? Maybe. How do you stop them? I hit them until they stop moving. Okay, that seems reasonable. You're saying that you did this with your bare hands? Yep. She must be one of those kinds of people. I'm guessing her power is abnormal strength. Definitely not the kind of person I could take on right now. She doesn't look like she's an extra-dimensional, so I think I better call HQ and ask for more information. Well, just stay here for the moment. But before I can act, she disappears in the streets. Hey, get back here! She moves too fast for me to catch up with her, however. Who is she? I don't know. But I'm going to have to tell HQ about this right away. Someone like that doesn't just show up out of nowhere. So I'm going to need some answers. Time passes. So, Agent Akira. The board member looks up at me. Before you proceed with your report of this afternoon's incident, I'm afraid we have some exciting news for you. What might that be? Well, we couldn't help but notice a good dynamic with you have had with Kimiko. I guess that it is a good dynamic, but why are they bringing it up? With the increase in Incursion lately, we don't have any agents working out in the field alone. So we're going to be assigning a rookie to you. A rookie? I don't really understand why you would pick me for this assignment. It's for you to exercise responsibility. Responsibility. Right. They just want an extra pair of eyes on me at all times in case I do anything to slack off. But whatever. A rookie might not be so bad to have around. Guess who the rookie is? If they're a guy, no, then I can have someone to help me tease Kimiko. If it's a girl, well, I can tease both her and Kimiko. It should be fun either way. Well then, shall we introduce her? Her? Hey. Now this should be fun. Someone walks into the briefing room at this point. Wait a minute. You? That girl from yesterday's incident appeared. For a moment, I find myself at a loss for words. Oh, have you two met before? Well, yes. She was at the Incursion this afternoon. She helped us deal with the gremlin horde. I do not believe she was authorized to be working out on the field yet. That strange-looking girl just looked back at me. I'm not even really sure what she's thinking. Masumi, this man is going to be your partner for a while. His name is Akira. Hey, Akira. She gives a quick bow in my direction. Let's do our best. Yeah, hi. I find myself a little lost for words. Well, I suppose I had better give you my report before I leave. As I step out, Masumi follows me. Kimiko is waiting outside. Akira, how did it... She trails off as she sees Masumi. It's her again. What's she doing here? As it turns out, she's a rookie in the agency. And she's going to be training under me for a while. What? I can't do much about it. It came directly from the board. Masumi peeks out from behind me. Hey there. Hello. Kimiko looks her up and down. Why are you dressed like that? I like this look, that's all. It's not professional at all. So? We're professionals around here. I don't see your point. Hey, no need to argue, you two. I try to act as a shield in between both of them. Well, if you're going to be working together, my name is Kimiko, and yours is... I'm Masumi. I promise I'll do my best. Right, I will do my best as well. Kimiko pulls me over to whisper in my ear. Don't you dare hit on her, Akira. I swear that I wasn't thinking of it. Sure you weren't. So, do you want me to only hit on you then? That isn't what I meant either. I just shrug. There's plenty of me to go around. I had not let you corrupt this poor girl. So the translation isn't perfect. What do you mean by corrupt? She tilts her head to the side, obviously confused. Just forget it. Anyway, patrol duty today. Let's go see what's out there. Box houses. Little boxes. The outer suburbs of the city are our patrol location today. Incursions are more likely to go unnoticed out here, so they often send out patrols to check for anomalies. So, Masumi, how did you become an agent? I just hit things really hard and someone noticed. Barbarian. Right, I see. So, you're someone with special power? That's right! She flexes, but I see no muscle mass at all. Life really isn't fair sometimes. No matter how many weights I lift, I could never become that strong. Oh well, doesn't matter, I guess. How long have you been in the agency? A few weeks. Right. Now, I want to ask you a question. Whatever could it be? Are you single? What? Why are you asking that? I was just thinking that you and the guy over there could be a couple. No, I'm his assistant. We aren't a couple. You got really serious when I asked that. Kimiko just waves her off. Don't you go prying into other people's personal lives. What about you? Do you have a boyfriend? Don't go prying into people's personal lives. Ask a personal question. Nope. I'm single. She pumps her hand into the air. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being single. Of course you would say that. What? You can't stop hitting on every woman you see. Until you decide to correct that attitude, you will always be single. I thought girls liked self-confidence. Self-confidence, yes. A complete lack of tact, no. Good advice. It's okay. I don't have tact either. Kimiko just shakes her head. It feels like my work around here just doubled. I then see a dark spot in the sky. Hang on, do you see that? Everyone goes quiet. Oh, that's a breach! Masumi practically shouts that. Please, be quiet. Masumi hears the urgency in my voice. She grows quiet. We don't want to alert anyone in the area. There's only so much we can do to make sure that no one notices these things. Sorry. It's okay, Rook. Kimiko has already materialized her gun. Let's go check that out. Drawing closer to the breach, I can see it's a minor incursion. It's an entangler, damn it. Before I can even react, Masumi is already standing in front of it. With one palm, she swipes at it, and it is obliterated into fine paste, causing a minor tremor. Sweet. There, it's done. No. Kimiko's voice sounds like she's scolding a child. That's not how you deal with it. But it's gone, right? Yes, but now you've just caused an incident which might cause a lot of people to start looking around here. Sure enough, I can hear the sound of people approaching. Whatever remains of the entangler evaporates into the air. Hey, what's going on? The three of us manage to sneak off away from that scene. Kimiko seems really unamused. Are you lacking in common sense or something? I didn't mean to cause everyone trouble. You may not have, but that doesn't excuse your actions. They say the road to ruin is paved with good intentions. She's a rookie, Kimiko. There's no need to be so harsh with her. Akira, you can't just ignore what happened back there. She can't just keep swinging her fists carelessly around like that. Masumi seems fairly dejected by the whole affair. Aww, I just wanted to show you how cool I am. That's what you're worried about? Kimiko is shaking her head with disapproval. Look, we managed to get away from it this time. So it's okay. It's not something... Damn it. It's not something I really want to point out, but Kimiko's being fairly harsh on her. But why should she do that? Let's just go back to HQ for now. We can report all of this to the board, and they can decide what to do from here. So, she managed to destroy an entangler with her bare hands, and caused such a tremor with the movement that it disturbed nearby civilians? Correct. Since she's under your wing, this reflects poorly on you, Akira. Really? Really? They're going to pin this on me? But I know if I try to argue with these idiots, it's only going to make me look worse. You're already treading on a thin line. Since nobody discovered you, we will overlook this incident. But if something like that happens again, I'm afraid you will have to be reprimanded for it. I understand. The anomaly was quickly dealt with, and any trace of it removed from the scene. Does that conclude your report? It does. Meeting adjourned, then. So, we've been playing for a while now. I don't know if there's a great stopping point. We'll see if we come on one soon. Damn it. I hate those guys so much. Every time I have to go submit them a report, they are always looking at me with calculating eyes. They're waiting for me to slip up, I can just tell. Since that wasn't directly a screw-up by me and no one actually discovered us, I was able to slip under the radar this time. They probably dumped Masumi with me on purpose, so she could get me into trouble. I wouldn't put it past those slippery bastards. Oh well, nothing I can do about it now. Masumi seems like she's had an unusual upbringing. Where did she come from exactly? Who could know? This agency picks out people from all over the world to serve in its ranks. It's funny how all of the incursions are happening in one spot. I mean, maybe that makes sense, but if this was a worldwide problem, I'd have trouble believing that they could keep it secret. She's probably from some country I've never even heard of before. Who could know? Who could know? You could ask her. Now then, I suppose I'd better get back to work. Wait, where's Kimiko? She always waits for me when I have to do a report. But I can't see her anywhere in the hallway. Wherever could she have gone to? I'd better have a look around. After some time, I end up checking the firing range. So yeah, it looks like this is just going to keep going. And we've been playing for a while, so I think we're going to stop here. If you have enjoyed this video, please let me know with a comment in the comment section down below, and give it the old thumbs up. There are going to be many more of these coming because I like to buy bundles, and some of them are visual novels. Hopefully there'll be some that don't have quite this air of fake, like, H games, but you know, visual novels are a tricky thing. Also, if you enjoyed this video, or if you enjoy these videos in general, you can subscribe to this channel. If you do, and if you hit that little dingy bell, you'll be alerted when I upload a new video, which I do every single day. This has been Sakura Agent, I have been Step, you have been watching Game A Dayer, and please join me tomorrow when I'll be playing something for Mobile Monday. It'll be exciting, so come back and check it out.